So currently, Americans are moving to Ghana for a better life. And this is a statement that has made a lot of persons mad, has also made a lot of persons feel like it's all a joke, has also caused a lot of controversies. So today, let's talk about that. Before we get into that, hi guys, my name is Vanessa. I'm an Enjoyyy YouTuber that lives in Accra, Ghana. So about what I was just talking about right now, Americans are honestly moving to Ghana for a chance at a better life. Funny as that might sound, like, because we as African will always think it's always better in the Western world. So we don't even understand the way someone said, oh, I am moving to Ghana or I am moving to Africa basically for a better life. So we're going to talk about it today and we're going to break it down. Before we get into all of that, if this is your first time on the channel, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Come back for more. We have a lot of amazing things going on this channel, so subscribe if you've not subscribed yet and stick around. You're going to love it here. You're honestly going to love it here. So about Americans moving to Ghana, let's start from the beginning. So for most of the Americans, African Americans coming to Africa, their first introduction to Africa these days is usually December in Ghana, or December festivities being in Nigeria, December in Nigeria. Basically, everyone wants to be in West Africa for December festivity, because over the last couple of years, the term December in Ghana or Dirty December in Nigeria has gone viral. Everyone wants a taste of it. So some of them are not coming to the continent, and their first introduction to the continent is via these festivities. Now, why some just come, party, do a lot of the amazing nightlife that we have in Ghana and in Nigeria and go back, some of them have taken the time to be like, let me actually experience life here. And there is something that they've discovered that's making them feel like, I can actually live in Ghana and I can actually have a chance at a better life living in Ghana than I had living where I'm coming from, basically. And it might sound funny to you because you're African. We grew up here. We had already had this preconceived notion that, you know, life in the Western world is better. Everyone wants to escape this rat race we're in here. We want to go there for greener pastures. Not everyone. Some of us actually wants to live in Africa and, you know, build a life for ourselves in Africa. Most of my friends don't understand the fact that I still live in Africa. People be like, why are you still in Ghana? Why are you still I get that a lot. Why are you still in Ghana? Because you've always said you wanted to live in Nigeria. If you decided you don't want to live in Nigeria, why are you in Ghana? They don't understand the fact that some of us actually like living here in Africa. So me, I like living in Ghana, but we're not talking about me. We're talking about Americans that are currently moving to Ghana. So why are they moving? After the December festivities, some that were able to like experience day-to-day life here, there are some things that they discovered about life here that makes them want to make the return, go back, make the return, and actually come live here long term, even if it's from like an extended period of time, go and come, or permanently. And of course, you've seen everyone on the timeline the way Ghana is handing out citizenship to these people. I wanted to call them migrants, but if you're a citizen, you're no longer a migrant, right? I don't know how it goes basically, but to the diasporans, right? Here are some of the reasons why these people think they have a chance at a better life in Ghana than where they are basically coming from. So, you know, when they come here, I think one of the first impression they have is things are cheaper here because of their currency, right? But it's not cheap. We're going to break this down. This is not something that, like, this video is just a spur of the moment kind of video. So, you know, don't quote me on a lot of things. But when they come here, your first experience is things are quite different. You experience something different here. Another thing you experience is, oh my goodness, it's quite affordable here. I keep hearing them say, oh, I got something like for $10. I had my braids done under $20. I had my hair done $100. I could not get this done for $100 in the United States, basically. I feel like those are some of the like frivolous reasons why some of them feel like, oh, life is better here. But there is something they also don't consider. The ones that think, oh, it's so cheap, it's so cheap. If you come in and you're just visiting and you're coming with your 5,000 US dollar that you saved for your holiday, things are going to appear cheap to you. That might be like your 2 months earning or your month's earning. It depends on what you're working or where you're working in America. But there are not a lot of persons earning that in Ghana. So to us, your $10 is 170 Ghana cedis. So if you get a bottle of, you get something done for $10 basically. I'd be like, oh, it's just $10. I paid 170 or 160 cedis for that. So to me, I paid 160 Ghana cedis. So you paid $10. So you see the variance, right? But yeah, but to them is significantly cheaper, and they might assume, oh, I can stretch my money if I'm earning like $5,000 over there, and at the end of the month I'm still struggling to survive. Whereas in Ghana, you can survive with like $1,000 or even lesser for a month for general cost of living, no matter how expensive it has gotten in Ghana. That is something that they consider like, oh my goodness, it's significantly cheaper there. If I can continue getting the same income I'm getting in America currently now, this money can afford me like a better life in Ghana, better apartment, better car, better day-to-day life basically, with the same amount of money that you would struggle to like make a monthly living out of in Ghana. So that's just one of, I feel like that's just one of the very easy, nobody's really moving just because of that, but that's actually wanting to consider about why they could possibly want to pick living in Ghana than where they are coming from. That brings us to another point. And one of the, now we're getting to the more important points, right? To a very, very large extent. Some of them come here and they discover that a lot of our, now we've talked about being shipped, now we're coming to earning potentials that some of them that have the entrepreneurial spirits they see in Ghana, right? Why they will possibly want to relocate to Ghana. So to a very large extent, right, we have I keep saying we because I live in Ghana, so it's we, right? We have like different opportunities to buy into when it comes to businesses and entrepreneur in Ghana, right? In Africa as a whole, actually. Most of them come here and they discover that from the drinks they are buying, all of the alcohol they are consuming, the body care they are buying, everything they are buying, almost everything is imported. Nothing is being produced locally. And then when they come, those of them that have like the whole entrepreneurial spirit already preconceived in them, people that go to a place and feel like, oh, maybe they have an open market here that I can buy into. This is something that really intrigued them. So they want to like, oh my goodness, so if I go there and I start producing something that's already in demand there, but it's being imported, that's the market for me to buy into. So there is like free market for most of them to buy into. And you would say, oh, but there are locals there that can produce some of those things also. Now there are various factors that affect locals producing some things here in Ghana. Let me give you an example. I currently sell drinks. So sometime last year, there is this new brewery. Is it brewery I'll call it? Basically, they produce this alcohol mix, Jojo and Black Panther. It's very similar to Vodi. If you drink and you know Vodi, this drink is very similar to it. So last year, they started bringing this drink. It was made locally in Ghana, owned by Ghanaian. Basically, it was a very small company, small distillery, right? So obviously they were producing very small quantity of things because it's a small company, like I said. But when they started pushing this product out, some of us selling drink, we started pushing this product out. Vodi is very expensive. Vodi now is average price of Vodi, even if you don't go to like high-end bars and everything, is 30 cedis, right? But then they have a drink that was similar to Vodi, even better. Some of them said they like it better than Vodi. That was going for 10 CD and lesser. So because of that, and the way they were marketing it, they were telling us, oh, introduce it to your customer as this, and it will sell. When I started introducing it, it was slow in the beginning, and before we know, it picked up, right? And the demand was not crazy. Like everyone will come, one guy will come. If you have 10 pack of it, I will buy it. If you have 20 pack of it, I will buy it. So because of that, not just me, I think a lot of persons were marketing it like that. Because of that, the customer base for that particular product grew a lot. Now, consider the fact that this is a locally owned brand. Probably were owned by one particular guy. He just created this. He didn't have the infrastructure to not cater to the large people. That's the large customer base he has acquired within the last couple of months. So towards November, December, we could not get anyone. Even till now, we're still unable to get that drink. I've been calling. One thing about them is they have terrible customers. I feel like they're not attending to us. They are day one customers now. I don't even want to get into all of that. But then, one thing they should have done is, as the market was growing, they should have been able to like expand production. Because now people are not getting to know this drink. Now people are loving this drink. This made in Ghana drink that is really amazing. Everyone now wants it. Now in high demand. We want to buy it. but now the production cannot cater to those people. So before you know, people will forget about that product because it's not bringing in, we've not been selling it in that small for a very long time now. Before you know, the customers, they might have moved on to another product. Now, if this was in a Western world and a business that was started by local basically picked up like this, and then we have like the customer base is growing, you have investors willing to invest a lot of money in it, and you have access to loans too for small businesses. So he would have been able to like significantly increased his production, right? He would have been able to significantly increase production. It would have been like a smoother ride. Now the business will be thriving and everything. Now that is one thing that affects locals, not making some of those products you think everybody can make here. We do not have access to business loans that are not too demanding, because most of the loans you have access to here are short-term loans. Imagine taking a loan of 20,000 Ghana cedis to pay back 90,000 Ghana cedis within a year or 2 years. What business are you doing that's going to generate that within a year or 2 years with running a cost, and you'll be able to pay back that loan basically? And that is even small, because 20,000 will not be able to make anything for you. So because they have access to some of this money already, maybe if someone that has a savings of 100,000 US dollar coming here, because obviously you'll be working there, you might have that 100,000 Ghana US dollar will be able to like buy into this market more than a local here. And if you run into difficulty like this whole oak barrel company they did very recently, they would be able to like go back, access loan, pump into this business, get investors, because they have a system that works significantly for them. So it's easier for them to come here and produce what's already here and sell. And because they come and they see the potentials that this market has for them, of course they want to stay back, and they want to, because most of them they are essentially, I'm trying to pick my word, I don't want to say, but they are treated a bit differently there. Here in Africa, you're one of us. Nobody is discriminating against you. We have the same color of skin. So most of them there, what they have access to here, they don't have access to there. Businesses that they are free to start here, they don't have the freedom to start it there. There are a lot of factors working against them there, because they are African Americans. Right here, you're just an African here. You're not African nothing. You're not judged by the color of your skin. You can start a business and it can significantly grow. My battery is warning me. I need to switch that battery. I'm just going to finish this video before I switch the battery. So there are lots of potentials for them, and when they come, they want to buy into that. That's one aspect of business. Like they come here, there are different things they are not producing here. There are a lot of businesses springing up now, owned by diasporans. And even if you say, oh, but all foreigners, that is, I just give you a situation, or I just give you like an example of why more diasporans are owning businesses in Ghana than locals. You see the money factor playing, the economic factor playing in, that has a big role. Yeah, so there's a market that's green for them to buy into. They come here, there's a pineapple farm, you can buy into pineapple farm, start making pineapple and fresh juice. There are a lot of businesses in Accra now springing up, and here that's a market that's very, very lucrative and that is very attractive to them. So of course they want to come here to live at a chance, being your own business owner, being your own CEO, creating something for yourself and your generations to come. So yeah, the market is open here. Obviously they want to move again. That brings us to another point. Another point is a lot of content creators actually wants to move from the Western world to Ghana. One thing about it is, in Africa, we don't have nearly as much content creators as we should have. Let me see, my microphone is working. Yeah, it's working. We don't have nearly as much content creators as we should have. Our market here is so green, right? Number one, most people think content creation as a joke. We tend to look at content creators in this part of the world like they don't have anything they're doing with their life. They're just wasting their life alone. Most people don't see the potentials in it, so they do not even want to even bother. The thing is, one of the reasons why I started YouTube quite late, right? Because I feel like I've been wanting to start creating content a long time ago. Is because of the kind of environment I grew up in. Now the environment I grew up in my place, my group of friends, the people I grew up moving with and the rest, what is achievement to us is how many certificates you have, what degree you've earned, where you're working, all of those things. They look content creation as a joke. I remember when there was a time I just passively told a friend I wanted to go into content creation. She laughed. I was like, oh my goodness, are you not ashamed? There's a lot of stigma that comes with content creation, and people just shy away from it because of this stigma that comes with being a content creator in this part of the world. So because of that, most people do not even want to go into that. When I started YouTube, I was doing YouTube for more than a year before people back home they knew I was in YouTube, because I didn't want to feel like she's just there in Ghana. She's doing now YouTube. She dey do now. I don't even know how to explain it. I cannot explain it well for you. Like with all the degrees, your daughter has, they probably would have been telling my mom that all the degree your daughter has, that YouTube you can't do that, like content creation you can't do that. Even if I was doing other stuff, because I was writing, I was still writing, I was earning good money via reviewing books. I don't feel like a lot of persons know that I actually write. I write. I'm a very good writer. I review books. I get paid to review books. So I work remotely and I earn remotely in Ghana, because obviously books has always been one of my first love. Like my Kindle is my most prized possession right now. So because of all of this stigma that comes with content creation, a lot of persons don't want to create content. Most people are moving about with iPhones that can actually earn them a living while saying, oh, there is no job here. And then when these restaurants come here, they see a different niche of content that are untapped. Now they want to tap into this. Now for the few content creators we have in Africa, some of them would rather sit down, create beef, insult themselves on the timeline, play into country stereotypes to get cheap views. Very lazy set of content creators. Create beef with this one, insult me and insult you. That's very easy kind of content creation. Most content creators, some, not most, some content creators in this part of the world, they focus on, right? They just, the time you could use to discover a new genre of a content to create, because like I said, we have a lot of things to showcase in Africa that they've not showcased. Now when I started creating this whole entertainment video, when I would go to events and showcase, nobody was doing it, and then I started doing it. What's up potential? But do you know there are some content creators that were like, yeah, if you have nothing to show, that's why you're doing that. I'm like, how stupid are you? Now this was obviously a part of a content creation that was untapped in Ghana. Not everyone is doing it. I kept pushing my friends, do it, let's do it. I would record for you. I will show you how to edit it. Do this. A lot of my friends, or people that you've seen me with, that are creating the content right currently, they know I'm the one that introduced them to it. I wanted everyone to go into it. I wanted it to be viral, and it did take off. Everyone has, tapped into it. Everyone is tapping into it, which is all good and nice, right? Now we've made that very popular. People are not very aware of small events that happen in Ghana, food festivals that go on in Ghana, different kind of events that go on in Ghana. People are aware that different times in the year there are different things that come up. That was an untapped genre of content that was just waiting for someone to, pick it up. So there are a lot of things. See, there was you see that video I did with Maya. One of the questions I asked him was how he dealt with, coming up with new ideas for content. You know what he told me? He said, you do not have to go far to create content. The content are around you, right? Look your current surrounding. You will see something that nobody has started doing that you can buy it to. Okay, it was like, you're in Nigeria, yeah, you live in Ghana, I say, yeah, that is your content. Create content about your experience as a Nigerian living in Ghana. See, one of the reasons why I was holding that content for so long was that content was so, the answer he gave me was so important to me. It helped me a lot. I think that was one of the reasons I kept trying different things. I'm like, okay, this one is something. So there are different things with us that we can do here in Africa. There are a lot of things. There's a lot of misinformation about Africa that we can start creating content and correcting this misinformation instead of just sitting down and saying, this one said this, I'm a mad person, you're a mad person, creating beef. So really, these are a lot of untapped potentials here for content creators. So when some of them who are content creators come to Ghana for December in Ghana festivities, and they see the potentials But mostly, if they have the numbers already, definitely they want to make the move. Even if it's not permanently, they want to make the move. And now with the Ghanaian citizen, it means you can move citizenship. You can move throughout the West Africa freely without, no hassle because you have your Ghanaian passport. Because the content is not just in Ghana. The whole of Africa, there are lots of content for people to make that. Obviously, not enough Africans are making. So obviously they want to come here, and that is a market that is new for them because over there in the United States or currently like on TikTok now, right? They have this thing where they prioritize it. So there is a lot of I should not be saying that. I don't know. Maybe I'll take that out of this content. But yeah, for content creators, there are a lot of potentials for them in Ghana. Yeah. So they want to come here and they tap into that and they do that. So obviously, it's a chance at a better life because if you have the numbers and you're creating content and you can get the content here and now you're living in a calmer environment, you're living in a better apartment that you could afford where you're coming from. Your $1,000 can go a longer way for you that it would have gone for you over there. You have like a better life, basically. So yeah, they're moving to Ghana for a better life. That is one point. That brings us to the next point. Now the next point is something you'd be like, oh, but I can do that on holidays alone and I can go back. The next one is experience of nature. Mother nature bless Ghana. There are a lot of amazing things to experience here. And sometimes when some of them come here for holidays, they come to visit and then they see the amazing things that are here to experience. The waterfall, the resort, amazing beaches, rainforest, a lot of things you can explore. You might want to be like, I can just explore those and go back. But there are some persons that they're very, very much in love with nature and they don't have easy access to that. If you live in Ghana, you have easy access to that. So for someone that has always wanted to enjoy nature, be close to nature, walk on the beach side, if you're working remotely, you can just sit on the beach here in Ghana for little to no money, relax while you're working. They obviously want to move here, experience life on tap. Some of them they think Africa, not that they think Africa is actually very green. There are a lot of green stuff here, right? So it's really healthy for when you're coming from somewhere where almost everything has become so mechanized, everything has become so I'm always trying to look for good words just so I don't sound too I'm sitting close to a window. Ignore those birds because why are those birds? I was a lot of content creation in Africa is not for the weak. Today the church behind me is not doing service. They were doing service, they just closed. I was waiting for them. The school behind me, they just closed also not quite long. A nice bed. Okay, let's ignore all of that. So for the love of nature, different things for them to experience here. And now you can come here, buy a house close to a beach, live beachside. Who don't want to experience that? If you have the money, tell me you don't, because me, if my money complete like this, now beach side where I go stay. I don't know if it's in Ghana or anywhere, but anything make I get money to buy a waterfront property. That's why I just want to be. I'm always so in love with nature. I just want to come outside, be one with nature, dip my legs in water. Just the calmness that come with it. I love calm. One of the reasons when my friends say, why Ghana? Why are you still in Ghana? It's calm here. Like I'm living in a big city. I'm able to navigate life in a big city without the total chaos. I'm someone that I don't like crowd too much. See, people think because I go to parties a lot. Number one, let me just use the opportunity to clear a little bit of misconception people have about me. I am terribly introverted. Initially, when I started this event, if I don't even see anyone to go with, I do not go. And when I go to this event, I just film and I just go. I enjoy going to this event, but I don't want to be in the midst of people 247. I want to be able to, go take myself out of the whole thing, just go somewhere, relax, calm my nerves, and then, start again, right? I don't want to be like, I don't like too much rowdiness. I like the calmness. I could not live in Lagos. I love Lagos. I love visiting Lagos. Right? I want to go to Lagos, visit Lagos, explore Lagos. Be like, hey, if you go to Bam, you go love Lagos. You just enjoy the streets of Lagos. But I do not want to live in Lagos. It's too crowded for me. Somebody like for me, I like calmness. I like quiet. So for people like me that want to be in nature all the time, Ghana is really one place for them to come to and stay. Now let's talk about roots. Most of them that are Black Americans, is it Black Americans? Sorry, African American, African diasporans, basically, not just both African Canadian, wherever they're coming from. You discover that most of them, their roots are from West Africa, because a lot of the slave trades happen here in West Africa. So a lot of persons were taken from here. So most of their roots basically leads them to Western Africa. And now when they want to like, oh, let me go find out about my roots, where I'm from, because all your life you've been told you're an American, but your ancestors were brought from this particular continent. You've been struggling with like a sense of identity or a sense of belonging for a very long time. Now you want to like go research about your roots and see, to do what, just to know where your ancestors come from, discover more about yourself. They come to Ghana. Maybe they come to Ghana because one thing why some of them pick Ghana is, like I said, is a whole lot calmer than a lot of West African countries. Basically, it's very calm here. But another thing is the preservation of culture and history in Ghana. Ghana has been able to like preserve a lot of things that if you come here, you're able to like see the stories, visit on some of these castles, slave castles, basically that were used for the whole slave trade era. The culture is still very much on the ground. You're able to like go to palaces. They've been able to preserve a lot of things. And then when they come here, their history in place, where you come, you learn more about your people, the history of your people, how your people were taken. Even if your people were not primarily Ghanaian, they probably passed through Ghana while they were shipping them out, because a lot of the ports were in Ghana. So yeah, they want to come here, discover their route. And when some of them come here and discover their route, they fall in love with it. They want to like stay for longer. They want to explore this part of them that's been left untapped for so long. Now they're finally somewhere where they have a sense of belonging. Now they've come to somewhere where the people, they embrace them. The government feel like, you want citizenship, you have it. You are our child. Welcome back home. This is your home too. Now this is something that they're not used to. It's getting me emotional, right? Just going through all of this and how they must have felt coming back and experiencing all of this, right? Now, this is what they've embraced you like this. You want to stay for longer because finally you belong. Finally, you're amongst your own people. You're amongst people that will not discriminate against you. You're now among people that will not judge you based on the color of your skin. You're not among people, your ancestor, you would have been here if they had not shipped the ancestors out. So those are some of the attraction that attracts them to Ghana, the chance of a better life. Like here, you're not a first class citizen. You have your citizenship. You're not Ghanaian. Primarily among the people, no one is discriminating against you. It's really, you might not understand it as African because we've been programmed to think that we'll always have to travel outside for better greener pasture. Yes, because our economy is in chamber. Don't say don't travel, but I'm saying the way you're traveling there to be like, oh, this is not different from me also. Now imagine them to have experienced that all their life and now they want something different also. So it's like we're exchanging. Most of us are migrating there. Some of them are migrating here. Obviously, Ghana has always and will always be like one of the top choice to make while relocating back to Africa. I feel like there are a lot of points to make, but I don't want the video to be too long because my videos are always so long. I'm sorry. One is weather. Now some of them coming from very cold climate, right? Right now, from December, January, and the rest. Now they're getting to the colder climate. I don't know if it's getting warmer now. Their summer is really short. But if you're coming to Ghana, it's like you have an all year round summer. And some of them really hate the cold. Some of them are just over the cold. They feel like, I want to be here where I can wear whatever I want year round, where I can experience good weather. There is no cold, nothing you're worrying about too much. Some of them really, really hate it. I was talking to someone who was like, I love coming to Africa. He basically said Africa because he loves exploring Africa basically. It's because of the weather. Like once it's winter over there, he's in Africa until the winter is over before it's going back to where he's coming from. I'm like, why do you love it there? It's the weather. That there is something about, I can't quite explain it because I've not experienced their cold, but I feel like some of them genuinely want to escape that. So you come here, perfect weather all year round. It can be hot, but it's manageable. And once you get used to it, now I'm so used to the weather that when I came, I was like, Ghana is so hot, Ghana is so hot. But now I think my body has like, kind of acclimated to the weather, so it's not very normal to me now. Any little cold, I'm like, oh, I'm so cold, because I'm used to being here in Ghana. When I went home, little time, I was like, it's so cold in this place, because I'm from Delta, I'm from a riverine area. My place in Nigeria is really cold. When I say Ghana is hot, people say, oh, Nigeria is hotter too. You're always talking about what you don't know, because there are different places and there are different places in Ghana also that are cold. I think if you go towards the mountain, it's colder there. But me, because I'm from Delta, it's so cold. I'm from a riverine area. My place is very cold. Like all year round, there is rain. My place is cold. Harmattan like this is mad. Alright, so when I went back, I'm like, oh, it's so cold here. It's so cold here. I'm like, oh, this was not Ghana. I was so laughing, but yeah, those are some of the few reasons why some of them they migrate to Ghana for a chance at a better life. I'm going to make more of this, but let me know if there's something else you want to learn about. I enjoy spinning this chair. I don't know why. This is my work chair. This is my office chair. Basically, when I'm working, I just want to take a break. I just can't spin it. So when you see me spinning around like this, I'm just ending the video. Don't mind me. So anyway, if you're here, you're still watching, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Bye.